The planning and management of integrated natural resources in nature territories is mainly related to the protection of natural treasures of these territories and the development of an appropriate infrastructure. And if this infrastructure is made educational and interesting, it also provides an opportunity to educate the public about nature's treasures. The beach at Līdumu Quarry is located not far from Olaine. A tourism and recreation infrastructure has been created around it. The previously developed quarry area has now been transformed into a multifunctional recreation area that offers various activities using the natural resources of the area. There are several wooden footbridges over the water, a walking trail around the water body, and various water attractions installed during the summer. The coastal areas of the Baltic Sea are special and unique, with various natural treasures that can only be found here. Therefore, they are especially attractive to tourists, and often the overdevelopment of tourism endangers these areas. One example of best practice on balancing nature protection and tourism development is the Saulkrasti White Dune, where on the one hand, an appropriate infrastructure, wooden footbridges and various objects of interest that have been created serve to protect the area from anthropogenic load, from trampling vegetation and from erosion. On the other hand, it educates the public about various processes that take place in nature. For example, the influence on the White Dune of the Inčupīte River that changes its course. The installed environmental objects teach us to listen to nature, observe it, and to be careful. For example, there is a hedgehog mother who tells visitors to be quiet so her little hedgehog babies can sleep, or a hare who tells where to throw waste, or an insect path that makes us mind our step and remember that nature here comes first. The natural treasures of the city of Valmiera are the winding Gauja River and pine forest areas. In the urban context, residents have access to squares, green areas and parks for recreation, but the development and use of the banks of the Gauja River in particular has historically posed a great challenge. The development of coastal areas requires combining the expressive relief and vegetation and inclusion of the cognitive function while trying to address the accessibility of the environment, which is an essential element of universal design. The vision of creating a coastal promenade and making connections that allow us to circulate easily along the river both on foot and by bicycle is to be welcomed. A scenic viewpoint is a good example of the implementation of universal design. The Belvedere is a public object that can be freely accessed and used by every Valmiera resident and city guest. The Park of Senses on the steep banks of the Gauja River demonstrates the possibility of combining an open area available for various activities like walking, jogging, cycling, and the developed active recreation in the area, including treetop adventure, which requires special equipment. Various historical objects and their revitalization and inclusion into modern Valmiera are also linked to the Gauja River. The 440-meter-long Dīme Nature Trail is an object of environmental education and infrastructure in Valmiera. Information stands with materials are placed along the entire trail, and the concept of their content is based on three basic elements: water, earth, and air. The Blue Mountains of Ogre are located between Ogre and Ikšķile, where the main natural treasures are ash tree hills and light pine forests. The development of the gravel quarry was completed in 2003, and the Dubkalni water reservoir emerged in its place, becoming very popular for recreation and receiving a large number of visitors during the summer season. Another favorite attraction in the nature park is the ski run. This year, the length of the ski run already reaches 10 kilometers and every section of the track is illuminated. During the summer, the ski run is convenient for walks with children and prams, since its surface is flat and even. It can also be ridden by bicycle. Barbecue areas with campfires and picnic tables were also installed next to Dubkalne Reservoir. Essential parts of the development of such natural areas are strategic planning, design and management.